Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Media Hijack. This is episode 193. We're back after 2 weeks off because of all these birthday celebrations.
Life be lifing.
Chris was back in town in Atlanta for like a week, and then we celebrated with him for about a day. And then I had my birthday like a few days later. I had some special Wagyu beef. Good times.
Man.
I had a good birthday. What about you?
Yeah. Me too, man. I had a great birthday. I should have known that somebody was going to bust out some Ryans. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
They did
from
that?
the Ryans gang. Hey, I didn't know why I didn't see that coming because my birthday was only like a day after that, or maybe 2 days after that dinner. So I should have saw it coming.
Dude. You deserved it, man.
Thanks, man. I'm glad everyone could make it too, man. It was great.
39, right?
Yes. Man,
Jesus Christ.
Last chapter of my 30s. Let's go.
Damn, one more year, huh?
Right.
One more year, you're 40s. You're like
chapter 40.
You're already past like the mid section.
I am, man. I'm in this weird phase in my life where like I'm too young. I'm still young to old people, but I'm old to young people. It's weird right now. It's
we're
very weird time of my life.
We're in that weird section. Like we're too old, but then we're too young at the same time. But the crazy part, like we look young. That's the crazy shit. And then
we do, man.
The new younger generation, they look old. It's like some weird shit that happened. Like I don't know with the vaccines that they're giving to these children when they're born, right? Like because I was thinking about that. I was like, all right, are they just testing these vaccines like on these kids like when they're born? Because maybe they tested this like on our generation to where they injected like these children when they're born, and then they look like kids for like a long time. You know, like for example, like puppies, right? The puppies that look like puppies forever. But they're old as shit, but they still look like puppies.
Yeah, there's no age in the face.
They're like, all right, let's test this next generation that's coming up. Let's not give them any of these vaccinations for them, right? And then they grow up like a normal life, like how you're supposed to grow up, like the World War II kids, right?
Like age all regular and shit.
Yeah, they're normal. Like their body is normal. Like they could ride Harley Davidsons and shit. You know, because we can't ride Harley Davidsons. Like we're small body, you know.
Yeah, I've got on a chopper before. I was like, oh man, this is too much, man. I'm not like husky like that. That's like for husky dudes.
Yeah, it's weird. And then
I need a scooter.
Yeah, like if you think about it, because this is not like a worldwide thing. Because if you look about like other countries where, I guess like their whole medical system is different, right? Like if you saw somebody like born like in like Georgia, the country Georgia, right? You look at like how they were built, like if they're born like in the 80s and stuff, like where we were born, they look like they're raised up and you know, they look like full adults, full body adults, you know, like they look different. They look like regular humans. But something happened like within like the mid 80s, like with our generation, where they did something different. They fucked us up.
I think a lot of that, and this is how I was thinking too, why like we age so differently from like previous generations. Because I've noticed like people are looking younger at a later age than they did back then. Like I've seen like memes go around like how teenagers look like in the 70s, and they look 30 or some shit. So it was like that type of thing. But yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to like how we've eaten. People got more self-aware of like how food is made now and processed and all that. And a lot of people are kind of like backing off of it, I think too. So I guess like the knowledge of eating healthy is like it's starting to like spread more, because then like for example the house I'm living in now, and you know we barely like beef like that at all. We stick to like if we like ground turkey or something like that maybe, but I mean, there's probably be more self-aware what we put in our bodies. I think that could probably contribute to a lot to age and all that. And I heard like the previous like the generation after like after like millennials, like Gen Z and shit, they don't smoke cigarettes as much. They're pill poppers. They straight pill pop all day, but they don't smoke cigarettes or drink as much as like millennials do. So it's kind of like I don't know, and previous generations and generations before us used to drink heavy and shit. Used to beat their wives. So I think mentally we have a little more of a stable like lifestyle. I mean, the shit still sucks out here. It still sucks. Don't get me wrong. Sucks out here. But I think it's like what we put in our bodies has changed a lot. Just gotta be careful what you eat. That's just my theory. That's why I always thought we age better than people that came before us.
Yeah, that might be real.
Maybe. That's why I always thought of it, though. I'm not even saying I'm right. I'm just like, I'm like, man, people used to really eat like shit back in the day, or did they? I don't know. But, I don't know. It seems like more people starting to go on the vegan route. I'm even starting to consider trying like some cauliflower wings, man. I heard them shits is bomb, so I'm thinking about trying them out.
Wait, cauliflower wings?
Yeah, those like wings, but it's like cauliflower. It's like, they say it tastes like wings and everything.
I say throw that in the trash.
I love wings so much that I know I'm going to taste it different. So I'm not going to judge it too hard. But I'm going to try them one day.
Yeah, I'm a huge wing guy. I think that might be my number one food if I were to die before I die.
Dude, man, me wings and some white rice or something, or maybe some fries. I'm good, man.
All I need is like some wings with some blue cheese. I'm done.
People be sleeping on blue cheese,
you can
man.
hang me after that.
People sleep on blue cheese.
I love blue cheese.
I love it, man. I've been using blue cheese for like maybe 5 years now. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm no more ranch. I'm sticking to blue cheese.
Yeah, I started with a ranch, but I was like, let me just switch it up. But then when I switched to blue cheese, I was like, I'm never going back to ranch.
Right, ranch is for like toddlers. That's what kids are like chicken nuggets. You better get blue cheese.
Ranch is for babies.
Ranch is for
Get
babies.
that ranch on my face. Slap that shit.
The hell?
Bob says, I eat to dip it. Just rolled out of bed, says death row meals.
All right. My death row meal would probably be, oh, man.
Mine is wings for sure. Extra wet with blue cheese and some onion rings.
Mine would be spaghetti and meatballs. I love spaghetti.
Yeah, I'm big on pasta too, so I was like, hey, if you guys can add some pasta and sushi on the side.
Yeah, sushi, and then I want ice cream, cookies and cream.
And then you guys can kill me, okay.
I wouldn't want to eat so much that when they kill me on death row, I just shit everywhere. Just make it an inconvenience for them.
Throw him away.
I want hot dogs. I want...
Throw Chris away. We're done with him. All right, guys. If you guys want to get some official T-shirt, to get over to the MediaHijack.com, grab some official T-shirts. And then you can head over to our YouTube page. You want to catch a replay for this live Twitch video, you can head over to our YouTube page. And then don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Give us that 5-star frog splash.
Hell yeah.
Let's get started. All right, so the main topic for tonight, we're going to be talking about the salvia effect. Do you guys know about the salvia drug? That was like the drug that was popping back in the 2000s. That was fully legal. It was like a legal,
world, man.
Yeah, it was like a legal psychedelic at that time. And the crazy thing about this drug is that you can get it so easy. Like you can go to your gas station, you can ask them for salvia, right? They're like, how strong do you want your salvia? We got 10x, 50x, 60x, 120x. You go to your sex store, right? They're like, oh, we got 100x to 120x. You go everywhere. You go online and go order this shit.
Most shops, everything, man.
And this was like back in the 2000s, and this was a time where everybody was experimenting with like a lot of new drugs, especially like with psychedelics, because psychedelics, even like till this day, is illegal in like almost like every country.
Hell yeah.
But it's becoming like legal in like certain states and stuff. But like way back then in the 2000s, psychedelics was fully illegal because it was too hardcore. But this drug called salvia happened to be legal at this one point in time, like when we were, in our adult phase and we were trying to experiment with these different drugs.
Hey man, that was that first time where everybody's getting out of high school, starting a new adult life. It was like we entered in a workforce now, young adults. Anxiety is driven high, like fucking housing market crashing and shit. It was chaos. I read this article earlier Was it on this dude named Eugene Schoenfeld? He did it on his website. I forget the name of the website. But he wrote this article. And he talked about like the history of why LSD wound up catching a bad rap in America. I never knew this, but it was talking about like how back in the 1960s. People were going around obviously the government was experimenting with LSD. Regular people were experimenting with it, and the issue that was happening with LSD was like a lot of people out there were getting dosing, which is basically like people were just like taking so much of it and then either ODing or doing something crazy. They weren't getting any type of administered doses, of the LSD that was out there. So, for example, this is what was mainly happening from the article I was reading. It said that back in the 60s and the 70s, people would take LSD and were getting like pretty much kind of like, oh shit, you got to try this. But a lot of people were getting laced with it. That was the issue with LSD. A lot of people's shit was getting laced with it, smoking weed, or just like put people like LSD getting put people's drinks, and that's what started a bad rep for like LSD and psychedelics as a whole. It just became like people was excited about it, like, oh, this is dope, I gotta try it, and then forcing people to try it without their knowing. And it sounded like it affected like a lot of teenagers the most because like since teenagers have undeveloped brains and stuff too, and the same thing with salvia as well too. It affects people with undeveloped brains the most. Especially people who aren't aware they're taking it, because when you get like spiked with something, obviously the most dangerous part is like you're not expecting to get hit with all this,
right,
euphoria type wild shit going on. And yeah, that's what started with LSD having like a bad rep. I didn't know that till I was reading earlier. I was like, oh shit, I could see why it kind of like it left a bad taste in a lot of like people's mouths, and it's like, oh no, this is kind of
it's wrong,
being misused.
Yeah. All right, so what is salvia? So salvia is a derivium. It's a psychoactive plant that the native Mazatec region in Mexico, they traditionally used by shamans. Like the active compound salvinorin was produced by, which produce intense of short-lived hallucinogenic effects when consumed. So salvia, like they gained their popularity in the early 2000s, like due to the legal status and the novelty of its effects. Like it is sold in smoke shops, sex stores, gas stations, and online, often marketed as the legal alternative to psychedelics, which is like what I was talking about, like how psychedelics was so illegal everywhere, right? And then when people realize like, oh, like this is psychedelic that you can buy from the gas station, that's legal. You can buy from the gas station, and then you can use it and you can trip out. This is when my story comes in. I heard about this. It was like late 2000s. We already graduated. It was like I think maybe 2007, right? Where I was curious about the whole psychedelic drug movement, because my cousin, he told me a story. Like when he flew back to San Jose, right? He took a psychedelic out there, and he told me the story that he took a psychedelic, and then once he took it, he said he saw like the walls breathing. He saw like my cousin's face turn into like a wolf. I was like, holy shit, like this sounds fucking. I was like, this sounds amazing. I want to see this shit too, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
it's scary.
Yeah, because we're young. Like we're young in our 20s. We're like, shit. I was like, let me see this shit too. Right. So like he planted that seed in my head, and I was like, I want to see this shit, you know? So long story short, when he got back, right, we heard about this thing on the internet about salvia, saying how salvia was so crazy. When you take salvia, you're gonna have a crazy psychedelic trip. And I was like, okay, let's find this salvia. So we called up, we phoned in, we called the sex store, right? We're like, hello, sex store. I was like, do you guys carry like salvia? Like, yeah, we got salvia. And then we're like, okay, thank you. So
just hang up.
Yeah, we hung up the phone, and then we drove to the sex store, and then we bought salvia, and then she was like, the lady at the shop, she was like, all right, we got salvia, like we got like she said, we got 20x, we got 60x, we got 120x, and then we got like 160x. And I was like, 160x, we'll take one of those. And then Cream was like, you sure? Like, my cousin, his name is Cream. He was like, you sure you want to do this? I was like, let's do it. Like, fuck it. I was like, let's go. We're going to do this. So we bought the like, I think it's 120 or 160x salvia, right? Took it back to the house, and then we already got a pipe because you're supposed to smoke it in a pipe because it's like powder. Because we opened up the salvia pack, right? It looks like gunpowder. It's like black powder, like really fine, mushed. Like, I was like, what the hell? It's like you're like smoking dust, basically. So we're like, all right, let's go to the backyard. We're gonna do this in the backyard, so nobody's gonna be affected by this. Bob was there. She was there the whole time, but she was inside the house.
Bob, I was
And
okay.
dude, I packed like the bong, right? I took one hit, like, and then the instruction was like, take one hit, and then inhale it, right, and hold it for like 60 seconds. Hold it for as long as you can. So I took it. I was like, and I held it. I held it for 10, 20, 30, like 60 seconds. I held it for 60 seconds, and then I exhale, right? I started running in the backyard, and I was like, I was chasing something in the backyard, and I kept running, right? I was like, and I saw like the fence, and I kept running, but the fence kept going farther. Like every time I kept running, right, the fence kept going farther. I was like, holy shit. Like I was like, you guys are fucking tricking me. I can't. This fence doesn't even exist. I told him, I was like, I can't catch that fence. Like I keep running. And then I looked down at my cousin, right? I was like, you see me trying to catch, like, I'm trying to get to the fence. And he was like, you didn't move the whole time. My cousin's like, you never even moved. He's like, you're still in the same spot the whole time. So I was like, holy shit. I was like, I remember saying to him, I said, I don't want to be alone. Please, I said, please take your salvia shit, you know? I told him to take it. I was like, take the shot, you know? Because I was like, I was scared. I got scared. I was like, I don't want to be here alone. Because it was scary, dude.
Like, Billy, that was 6 years ago.
Yeah, and then like Cream, like he took that shit, right? And then, dude, right where he took it, right? It's like when I started to sober up, because this shit lasts for like a minute or so. So I started to sober up, and then he got hit with the salvia, like hardcore. So my cousin, all I saw him was doing, like, he was like whipping his hand like in the air. Like he was like, oh shit. I was like,
just fighting.
I was like, what are you doing? He's like, dude, there are cats on fire flying towards him, and he's trying to whack them out, you know? So I was like, holy shit. I was like, your shit's more crazy than my shit. I was like, damn. I was like, we got this shit at the damn sex store. I was like, is this shit this strong? And then Cream, right? He went into the bathtub. Like in the restroom. He almost took the whole shit down. He didn't know what was happening. Like the dude almost took the whole house down. And
was this everybody's first time? Like,
yeah, it was all our first time. It was like some damn college frat party that was happening at that house. That shit was crazy. That shit was so crazy. Bob was there.
Yeah, she said you guys played nighttime volleyball.
Oh, we played volleyball that day? Damn, that's wow. Yeah, but here's like the other crazy thing about like the whole salvia drug. Like we had like a friend, you know, Dino, the dude that's always at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
So the dude Dino, he came over, and I was like, hey, you gotta try the salvia drug. He was like, okay. So like he didn't know what it was. Dude, he tried this shit like in the backyard. He took that shit, and like minutes later, he came in. Dude, he was sweating like crazy. Everything was like sweat, everything. He was like, and then he was like, dude, like I literally just walked outside my body. Like I unzipped myself from my body and I started walking around. And I was like, holy shit. and we left him in the backyard like that. So that was kind of fucked up. But he came in. He came in with the story, and that shit was crazy. Yeah,
he got back inside his body.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I unzipped myself, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, I believe every word you said.
That's crazy as hell.
Because if you were to see him, dude, like a minute before, like he went outside, less than 5 minutes, he came back in, drenched in sweat, dude. That shit was crazy. Yeah, I was like, this salvia shit, I was like, I have like a little bit piece left of salvia, and I hit it. I was like, no one's ever gonna do this shit again, but I saved it.
You still have it?
Yeah, cause you know,
crazy when the world's about to end.
Yeah, like I saved it because it looks like gunpowder. I was like, fuck it, I'm saving it.
Wasn't it also like called like synthetic weed at one time too? Was that like was that something completely different?
I would think like synthetic weed would be like downplaying it because it's way more than synthetic anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too strong. Way too strong.
I don't know. The only time I got it was when I had it when I got it from a 7-Eleven. Straight up, just got it from a 7-Eleven, and me and some friends at a house was like, let's drink and let's smoke it, and then we did, and my experience was not as cool as yours, man. Mine was awful. My stomach was hurting. Oh, it was nasty.
I'm gonna take a leak real quick, and then you can tell your story, and then we're gonna jump into like all the stories that we found online.
Okay.
All right, be right back, guys. All right, guys, and we're back. Then we're gonna be talking about some wild stories from people who have experienced trips on salvia, which was a drug that used to be legal in the early 2000s, and then they completely banned that shit because it was too hardcore. And I don't blame them, because the first thing that I said right after my salvia trip was, how's this shit legal? That was my first thought. And this was before I had like a legit psychedelic trip. But this shit, it was too aggressive, man. Salvia was like, it was like infiltrating on your fucking thoughts. That shit was too strong. A little too strong.
And easily accessible. Way too easily accessible.
Yeah, it was like you could get it from a gas station. I was like, hey, hold on. It shouldn't be as easy as like buying like a 40 ounce of, Old English.
Right. I remember back when I was like in the military, they were saying like, don't buy synthetic weed either because it might be laced with salvia. That was a huge thing.
Definitely laced.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is it's crazy, dude.
Now, I never had outright like had the I don't think I had salvia outright, but I did have like the synthetic weed before from a gas station. That shit was fucking trash, man. It made me sick to my stomach.
Did you have like a salvia story for us?
From
personal experience? Yeah,
for the most part. The closest one I got to it was like a salvia experience. Is when I had like some synthetic weed from a 7-Eleven, but that shit was like, man, wrecked us. To the point I was like, man, I don't even know what that was we smoked, because I remember we were like, hey, we're gonna get it, we're gonna get some drinks, and the combination of the two did not match. And don't get me wrong, I smoke and drink all the time, but that was a different type
all the time.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
All the time.
Not all the time, but sometimes, but not as much as I used to. I slow down, but as of now,
all the time.
But back then, when I had it was like awful. Like mine was like nowhere near as fun as anything else. Tore my stomach up, and I was like, okay, I don't even want to do anything. And I just laid down on the couch. I was at a friend's house too when we did it, and I just laid on the couch and I just like went to sleep. I was done. This was one of the few times I got put down at a party. I usually stay the whole time and party, but that was one time I was like, I'm done.
Put him down, please. All right, let's get to some of these stories of these people that experience salvia trips. All right, so my first one is it's called Slap Sideways. That's the title. So the user experienced like being sideways on the ceiling in an alternate dimension, feeling as though something was crawling out of his head, and the experiments of a black and white animation of a couple hiking with their dog.
What?
That sounds crazy as fuck, right? That sounds like some AI dream type of nightmare that's happening right here. Being slapped sideways onto the ceiling, like you're on the ceiling, slapped sideways, right? You're in an alternate dimension. Then like you feel like stuff crawling out of your head. Then you're in a black and white animation. Then you see a couple walking their dog super randomly.
The hell?
And this is all using salvia. Like when I hear stories like that, I know like it's real because it doesn't even make any sense.
Right. It sounds like a damn nightmare, like a fever dream or something. Like, because like when you have dreams, don't shit be really making sense.
Yeah, nothing makes sense. Yeah, nothing makes sense.
Like you be in your bedroom and like you say you're having a dream. You'll be in your bedroom in one part of your dream, and as soon as you walk out your bedroom, then you're like walking in traffic. It's like what the fuck I get here?
Like what the fuck is going on? Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, and that was like one story is like from Reddit called Slap Sideways. You got one, Chris Unholy?
Yeah, I found one. This is more like a crazy. This is like one of the worst experiences I've heard from like somebody having like a salvia trip. But I'll read right here. 'Cause I got it from the same article I was talking about earlier. This is a wild story. It says, an 18-year-old woman was admitted to a psychiatric hospital after reportedly smoking marijuana. Smoking marijuana with schizophrenia-type symptoms. She was agitated, disoriented, and hallucinating. Several days later, her former boyfriend revealed that she had unknowingly smoked leaves and leaf extracts from salvia added to her marijuana joint. The young woman had a long history of cannabis use with no untoward effects, but had never used salvia before. After increasing self-mutilating behaviors in the hospital, because they took her to the hospital, trying to tie her down, and she was like trying to cut herself, she's biting herself.
Damn.
All this shit, man. There's while she was at the hospital, they tried to give her like a dose of they try to give her like some antipsychotic drugs. They try to give it to her through like into her muscles, like through a needle, and they tried to do it through like a tube as well too. And it wasn't like stopping that at all, the effects of salvia. So none of the antipsychotic drugs actually did any help at all. This says she remained psychotic and was disoriented thinking, delusions, and slow speech. A few nights later, she had transferred to she was transferred to an intensive care unit because of a marked decrease in of alertness. She had developed a toxic psychosis with stupor and catatonic excitement. They also tried to do electroshock therapy on her because she actually kept getting worse as days went on. So they did some old school shit on her, like electroshock therapy. But those were discontinued because she had reoccurring episodes in which her heart stopped for a period longer than 5 seconds. And also, too, it got to a point where she actually wanted biting off a chunk of her tongue while she was being admitted. So they had to like put like some kind of fucking harness on her to keep her from doing that. So her blood pressure was dropping, and she was starting to get like bruises inside of her. I think her actual digestive tract. It was starting to like almost like she was like had like a rotting look to her stomach, and she was having like digestive tract issues. But then eventually said over time it kind of just went away, and then she was cleared to let go. But yeah, this is like one of the worst cases they've seen of like somebody actually going through like this shit with salvia just smacking them in the head and creating like this psychotic effect on them. And then also the article talked about too how adults can handle it better than kids can because since it fucks with your head so heavily. As you get older, the world doesn't surprise you how crazy it can get. And so when you're still a kid, you ain't ready to experience anything outside your kid realm. And like I said, she was 18 when it hit her, and that tore her up. And then not only in her mind, like on a psychological level, but it tore her body up on a physical level too. So I ain't never heard nothing like that in my life from like a psychedelic. That's wild.
Yeah, that's a bit aggressive, dude.
Right, I was like, it's like she was possessed. If you read the story, it's not like she was possessed.
Yeah, I was like, this shit has like no control. Like, I mean, because like the psychedelic, the salvia, right? It was like a natural thing, but I think they like they concocted into something that was like not natural. So it became like something like synthetic. Because I'm pretty sure like the salvia that we were getting from the gas station, from the sex store or whatever, was all synthetic salvia.
Yeah, they said like this story with this girl. They said like that's like, dude, like very rare to happen though. That's like the most extreme case they've ever came across with salvia. But for the most part, people just trip balls and have bad trips or whatever. But or maybe like I think they said the most common thing that happened with salvia was like people actually get sick to their stomach, and then if you don't get sick to your stomach, then you will hallucinate a little bit, which is kind of like where everybody was trying to get to. But it said like usually for like kids, it usually like that's the one that kind of hit the most. It kind of hits them the hardest. But like I said, this is like a super rare case of salvia going like off the rails. That's why I was like when I read, it, I was like, man, I never heard no shit like this before with salvia. But this is a rare case that
Dude,
was like,
salvia is so crazy, dude. That's why we're doing this whole episode on this, because there's a lot more to salvia than like what I thought about this drug, because I've done it before and it was crazy. And then I can't imagine like something like this to be legal, to be sold in the gas station. That's why like there was like a ban for this drug like in the early 2000s, and they're like, hey, well, we gotta ban this drug because it's too hardcore. And I was like, yeah, I'll fucking ban this shit. Like, I took it once. I was like, fucking ban this shit. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Like, save us, government, please.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, did not put this. No, like you can't have this like legal like that. What Bob says sounds like bath salts.
Right.
Dude, bath salts was like legal, then it was like illegal, like very fast.
Yeah, that was the one you could. I think you could buy bath salts from shit, damn near anywhere. I think it's Bed Bath and Beyond. I think had them at some point or some shit.
Yeah,
it's weird.
The crazy thing like bath salts, right? Like people were smoking that shit. They became like zombies. That was the word on the street.
I remember that guy eating that dude's face off in Florida. I'll never forget that shit, man. I watched that video. That was awful. That dude was chewing his face up like it was like a cup of noodles or something. He's turning that shit up. I was like, what the? Like a pie eating contest. That's probably the best way I can explain. Because he was like, just turn that man's face up. And the dude lived too.
Yeah, he lived, right?
Yeah, the guy lived. They shot the bath salts dude, but the guy got his face all ate up. He lived.
Yeah, banned bath salts. But yeah, it's crazy because like another story that I heard about somebody that was taking salvia, right? They took salvia, they smoked it in a bong, like, you know, they took it like 60 seconds, they held their breath, they exhaled, and then boom. One user experienced like living the whole life. Like, you know, they lived a whole life. They had a wife, they had a girlfriend, wife, everything, they had kids. He lived the whole life and everything, and he died in that life. And then he came back out of his salvia trip. It's like, holy shit, I lived a full life. You know, like 50, 60 years. I lived 50, 60 years in a whole nother life. And then I came back to this life. Is that crazy? That's like some
it's like some Rick and Morty shit. Where,
yeah.
Who was that boy? He had that. He's this kind of VR thing, and he lived like a whole life and got old, and he died when he fell off like a ladder, I think. And then we came out of. He was like, "Oh my god!" It's like he forgot he was like
crazy.
In a damn baby.
It's like, oh shit, I lived like a whole nother life. I didn't even know about it. And
right, had a whole family and everything. I was a grandparent.
Dude, that could be like us, like right now, right? Like we could be living like a whole nother life, right? And
that's horrifying. Like, dude, imagine I take this off and I'm like back in my apartment, fucking single and just got beer cans all around me. I'm like, oh my god, this is the new game I'm playing, the new metaverse game. This shit is crazy.
Scary. Yeah. There's another story about a user that claimed to be sucked into a computer screen. A computer screen. So another user claimed like they were sucked into a computer screen for what felt like days, experiencing like a completely digital reality that was like beyond like our reality. So he was like basically like, you know that movie where the dude is just sucked into like a game, and he's stuck in the game.
Like Tron or some shit.
Yeah, like Tron, and then live like a life as like a computer code and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this dude, he claimed like, okay, I took salvia, I took that hit, and then I went into like this whole computer world, and I was sucked into this world where I was stuck in a computer screen. And he was a part of that whole digital world for like 3 days.
Did he get out?
Yeah, he got out, and then he told the story. Yeah, it's wild.
Man, hell yeah. How do you maintain that type of like? So I imagine like when you first get to this computer world, you don't even freak out. I guess you just go along with just how things are ran. I guess you're just like, oh shit, I'm in a VR world. That's why I about to screamed. I don't know. I would have screamed my ass off. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's crazy because like like even in like my own reality, I do complain about how the time is moving too fast. And is that me
I don't
like
even
complaining within like a whole computer game? Like, hey, time is going too fast, right? Because it's like it's August.
Yeah.
It's about to be like October.
Yeah, we talked about yesterday. I barely remember July. I remember like the end of July because it was like my birthday. Other than that, I don't remember much about July. It was
Yeah, I
like
was like
I feel
nothing
this
in July.
blew
I was
by so
like,
fast.
July was nothing going on,
Like, damn.
but it
Like,
happened so
damn.
fast.
I'm trying to think what happened in June now, man. I don't even know. Live my life week by week, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, wow. What other stories we got, Chris Unholy?
That was the only crazy one I could find. I couldn't find no good stories because it seemed like everybody had like a just. Some of the stories I was coming across was like my tummy hurt type stories. So I took it.
Yeah, that's real.
Like my tummy hurts, man. That's like any psychedelic though. That ain't like nothing new. This shit was shrooms. That shit.
I got one story. It was titled "Life as a Cartoon Character." So one individual, he felt like they were living like in a cartoon world, interacting with animated characters and experiencing reality in a very surreal and exaggerated way. So basically, he was living like a whole cartoon dream, Acme Acre or whatever.
Damn. An animated world.
Right? Like you're like Bugs Bunny, like you know, like if you watch like what's that movie?
Roger Rabbit?
No, like LeBron James.
Oh, Space Jam?
Space Jam, yeah.
Second one?
Yeah, it's like you're living like with the animated characters and then they become to life and shit.
And we about to beat the
And then you become a
Squad.
cartoon character.
Nah, that's like I'm gonna cross up this fucking monster real quick. Save the galaxy.
Yeah. And then like there's other stories. Like I have another one where people they claim like after they took like this salvia like drug, right? They said they lived multiple lives. They said like another person experiencing what they described as living multiple lives in the span of a few minutes, each lives feeling distinct to a complete before they snap back into reality. So like they complete a whole life of them living in a different character within minutes, and they don't know what was minutes, but they have like a whole like the knowledge of like their whole life, like they live like within that 1 minute time span. They experience like a whole lifetime.
In that moment.
And then describe everything. Describe all the details of like their mother in their life, their father in life, their girlfriend in their life,
Your dog.
the child that they raised with the girlfriend at the life, going through their soccer games, going through like everything, their graduation to their wedding. Within a few minutes, they would describe these lives in like detailed, right? Mm-hmm. And they were just gone for a few minutes. But then they come out of this salvia trip, and then they come out, and then they say, holy shit, you're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. I'm just going to tell you. And they told the whole story of their life. Dude, this shit is like countless pages, you know? Because like, holy shit, this guy is not like a story writer. He's not like somebody who's trying to get rich. It's like, hey, this is what happened. Let me tell you what happened.
Man, they come out like, oh my god, where's my family? Oh my god,
yeah, they'll freak out. They'll wake up like, holy shit, I had a whole family, I had everything. Like, wait a minute, I was supposed to go to a graduation, but I'm here now. Like, no. Then the people in the reality, they're like, hey, like these, that's just your imagination. Like, none of that is real.
Man, that's
what
like
do you freak out?
It's like reminds me like not like kind of like there was a Inception where they like had a dream within a dream within a dream. Right. Where the deeper you went within the dreams, time slowed down much more than the real world. So it's kind of like that type of shit to me. Because time is a construct made by man. There ain't no time. That's something we made.
Yeah, it's scary because imagine you experienced that, right, on a psychedelic trip. You had a whole life, a whole everything, right? You came back and you're like, holy shit, where's my family?
Mm-hmm. Man, I was so
No one's gonna
depressed.
believe you. Yeah.
I imagine some people come out depressed. Like, oh my God, I just lost my wife, my kids,
Yeah, that's why I was like, holy shit. Like, I was like,
my
is these
job.
mushroom trips like helping people or are they making them more like depressed or something? It's like, holy
You gotta,
shit. Like, because they took a mushroom trip, right? Like, holy shit, everything is like so much better on the other side. Like, why did I have to come back here?
everything hurts.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to come back, you know?
And my knee hurts. I ain't trying to be here.
Yeah, like my knee, my back, my neck, my ass.
Man, it's less stressful. 'Cause I just thought about this like just now too. The reason why probably time slows down. We went to like a dream type world or whatever. Probably because we ain't checking the damn clock and we ain't gotta go to work. No, you know what I'm saying? Time just probably goes by way slower. Cause I realized this lately. I'm always looking at the clock or looking at time. Like, okay, what time is it? Looking at calendars and shit. Okay, what I gotta do next week? What I gotta do tomorrow? Like, you dream,
Just
man. It's like time is like
ADHD, man.
right. Can't make it
Yeah, it's
stop.
like okay, you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, right? And then you have a plan to do something at like 2 o'clock in the evening. But in that time frame where you woke up at 8 to 2 o'clock in the evening, you're not gonna do nothing because
Mhm.
you're already anticipating like, oh, I'm so busy, I do something at 2 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
So you're already like in your head, you're like, oh, I'm super busy, but you're not doing shit
We
with the
waiting
whole
for that
time
moment.
frame from 8 to 2 o'clock. So you already trick yourself like, oh, I gotta do so much shit. It's like, no, the fuck you don't. Like you already look from 8 to 2 o'clock. Okay, sure, you have something to do, but
Mm.
between
Squeeze
those
some shit in
times,
between.
like, you have nothing to do. This is where the ADHD shit kicked in. Like, all right, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna play games. What Bob say?
Like, let me do this. Like, make everything to a schedule. Like,
Yeah,
what time
yeah,
is it? Boom, I'm gonna do this for an hour. Boom. All
yeah.
right, then I'll do this.
Like, yeah, like fucking squeeze it all in the schedule. What Bob say?
Bob says it's like that one episode of The Magicians. They spent a whole life with each other, had families, got buried, didn't go back till they solved a puzzle. What? And so they had to solve a puzzle and they had to go back to the real world?
You ever seen that series?
No, I've heard
It's
of it
really
though.
good. Yeah,
I've heard of it.
yeah, it's a good series. Like that shit that might, they might have some shit right in the series.
I need to check it out. I did hear about that show a while ago.
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
think it's
fun,
even
it's
on
a fun
air.
series. It's like one of the series like you had a hard day at work, you come home, you just watch a few episodes. Like a winding down series, but it's really
Where did
good
it come
though.
on? Was it Sci-Fi Channel? Oh, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Add this to my list. Yeah, it was officially on the Sci-Fi Channel. That's where I remember seeing like the commercial, which I didn't even know Sci-Fi Channel was still around, but I remember seeing a commercial of it not too long ago. Well, like some years ago, I think. I do want to check it out. Oh shit.
All right, what else we got in this Salvia story? You got any other stories?
Nah. I just found that one. I couldn't find no trippy stories.
Okay.
No good ones. I was trying to stay off of Reddit because I was like, I don't know how many stories are true.
Yeah, but like a lot of the stories, like even with like a story that I heard from like the Joe Rogan podcast, where what he said one of his friends took salvia, right? He took salvia, then like he said when he got off that salvia trip, he was like, holy shit, I had like whole life, I had a whole family, I had a whole wife, kids, and everything. Like he had everything going on for himself, and he woke up, but then all the shit was gone, and I
Damn.
was on a salvia trip. I was like, no, that's too much. I was like,
That's a lot for a grown ass adult, man. And kids out here taking it.
right, in like the early 2000s, I was like, go ahead and ban that drug.
Like,
I was like, I don't think we need that on the streets.
Like, how can I vote? How can I vote on this? Like,
Yeah, I was like, go ahead and ban Salvia. It's too dangerous, dude.
yeah, and from my understanding, it seems like they didn't.
Look at
I did have something in
Nintendo.
my
Let's
note.
go, dude. What's going on, dude?
I did have something in my notes about how that in the '90s, yeah, they weren't really Salvia came out. They said like in the '60s, I think, and '60s, '70s, and it kind of went under the radar. Nobody really knew nothing about it till the '90s. And so when it came out, in the '90s, when it came out, I was like, oh, this exists. Nobody took it seriously, not even the government. It's kind of like, okay, well, whatever. And then it kind of just went under the radar too. That's how it ended up like in smoke shops and corner stores and all this other shit. Because like I said, it's been around for like decades, but '90s, that's when people started taking notice of it. And then after that, it kind of went under the radar. And then it started popping back up when 2000s, when everybody was smoking that shit. Everybody was trying to get a hold of it. Because it was like one of them things, it's like, you hear other people talk about it, it's like, what? I can buy this shit from a corner store? And then everybody was running to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard rumors about it, like being like that's the legal psychedelic. Because I was like, holy shit. Because I was trying to trip out like back then. I was like, because I heard the story my cousin was telling me how his trip was so crazy on shrooms. I was like, holy shit, I got to trip out. So I was like, all right, okay, they got Salvia. I was like, I'm getting Salvia. Long story short, it was too crazy. It was too hardcore. For like a few minutes, it was too strong. I saw too much shit. My reality was broken. They completely broke my whole reality. I couldn't even jump over the fence. I couldn't even walk like through the backyard. I couldn't even run through the backyard because the backyard was like a whole football field. I was like, holy shit.
I could never reach this
backyard
fence.
is not a football field. But I cannot find that fence.
Nintendo says Family Man movie. Oh man, is that shit with Nicolas Cage? Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
It's a good ass movie, man. Nicolas Cage, I think he plays like he was like a weatherman or some shit. He played like some guy, and I think he was like a dickhead or whatever. But I think he ended up in this alternate world where he gets married and like he has like kids and stuff. He was a rich guy. I think he's Nintendo. He's like this rich dickhead that somehow ended up like, I can't remember if he got into a car accident or something. But anyways, he ends up in this world where he's got a wife, he's got a kid and everything, and it's like this life, and it kind of like humanizes him. It's a good ass movie, man. This is one of the things. It's like, oh shit, none of this shit is like, spoiler alert, none of this shit's real. Like this shit is all made up. I just made a whole fucking family in this alternate timeline.
It's like
I got memories. I taught my daughter how to dance. Like it was weird shit, man.
Holy shit, it was
like,
all fake.
all fake, man.
Damn.
Crazy. Spoiler alert for anyone.
Right? Imagine like taking a Salvia trip, right? And you have like a daughter, you teach your daughter how to dance and everything. Like holy
you got
shit,
memories,
this shit,
man.
yeah, it's real. Like it's engraved in like in your memory. And then you come out from this psychedelic trip, you're like, wait, hold on. Like I taught some girl how to dance.
Like, I fell in love.
Yeah, like you fell in love. You had a whole family. Like hold on. Like what's real?
Like I fell in love. Would you? First kiss. Like in my first
imagine your whole reality, man. Like,
and you come back to this shit.
And then you come back and you're like, dude, that wasn't even real. Like, what the fuck was real? Because it felt real as fuck.
Right. No, Bob says Nicolas Cage be having good movies. Man, yeah, he got a new movie coming out called Long Legs or something.
Yeah,
I want to see that, man. I heard he's like a serial killer.
We were trying to watch it, and then it didn't. I guess we were too late to watch it. We had to watch a Deadpool movie.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit.
But it was good. I liked it.
I liked it, man. I had a good time. I don't want to spoil it for nobody.
The comedy was good.
Yeah, I had a lot of good laughs. But yeah, Long Legs, I'm hyped for that, man. I heard that was like a crazy ass movie, so I got to track it down.
Yeah, like that Long Legs movie, right? For the movie, what they call that one, the premiere, right? They said like the dude that was actually like the serial killer showed up at the premiere, and they had to call like cops over there.
What?
Yeah, because they're like, holy shit, like the serial killer was actually showed up at the premiere.
I gotta see this shit. I'll kill somebody for this.
Rumor on Instagram. This is what Bob said. Yeah, she said like, oh, the serial killer, he was actually at the premiere of his own movie, showed up
And
at the theater, and then
the
there's
hype.
like a clip on Instagram, right, where like they show like cops like running like up like the stairway with like some guns, and I was like, holy shit, like, damn, somebody just called the cops on some dude that they thought was the serial killer from the
And
movie.
it turned out to be really him.
Yeah, like I don't know if it was really him. I don't want to spread no more rumors about this whole thing.
Man, I mean, it's so crazy as shit. I mean, especially if it's true.
Yeah,
It's
if
like,
that's
damn.
true, that's freaking crazy, dude. But
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
know the
lot of
whole
hype.
story. Yeah.
It's a lot of hype around the movie, man. So I can see why if he was the killer, he would show up. Because I heard about this movie like months ago, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch any trailers. I don't want to see shits. I don't know what it's about. I don't know nothing. I know Nicolas Cage is a serial killer. Sign me up. I like Nicolas Cage, so I'm there. That's all you
Yeah.
say. Say less.
Like it's crazy like how they like promoted that movie, how like Nicolas Cage, his face looks so crazy, right? Like before they filmed like this one scene where like one of the female actress, she had to do like a scene with Nicolas Cage where she walks into the room where it's like an interrogation room, and then she sees Nicolas Cage like face for the first time, and then it shows like because they put like her heart on a heart thermometer or a heart, something that reads your heart pressure and
Yeah,
shit.
the EKG machine, whatever it's called.
Yeah, one of those, right? So she walks into the room and she sees Nicolas Cage. And this was like a natural reaction where her heart rate go up so high, where she saw like how his face looked like. Because when she saw his face, it looked so freaking scary or whatever, to where like her heart rate went up so high. And
And
now
it
it's like
actually
the
scared her.
selling point, like for them to promote this movie, and that
Damn.
that made me want to watch the movie. So I was like, holy shit.
Right?
They
Yeah,
try to
you
they try
scared.
to they try to trick me to watch this movie because her heart rate went up when she saw Nicolas Cage's face. And
Sign me
it
up.
never showed his face, so I was like, I want to see his face now.
Damn, man.
Like I was
I
sold. I was
think
like, hey, like you went into the movies, right? Hey, let's get long legs. Like, oh, we don't have long legs. I was like, damn, damn. All right,
okay.
but yeah, like I wanted to
Damn.
see that movie like in the
It's
theaters.
it's out now, right? Came out in July. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it's been out.
Okay, it came out. I remember it's supposed to be July. The retake
Bob
scene
says,
was
I would have just screamed and did a retake of the scene multiple times. Yeah, like, yeah, that was like, the movie. But then I heard, like, so many people, like, shitting on the movie, saying, like, oh, it's not as good as they said it was. But I want to see it for myself.
Man, hell yeah, I don't care what people say. Cause it was people complaining about Late Night with the Devil. I was like, man, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. That's
Dude,
a
Late Night with the Devil was
great
so
movie.
good.
It's
It
one of
was
my
really
favorite movies to
good.
come out this year.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, man. I feel like an old fashioned like '70s movie. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, some
Like a
old fashioned
grindhouse
70s
shit.
film that's been, like, hidden from the public. And all right, I'm gonna take a leak real quick. We'll come back with a new topic. All right, and we're back, guys, for the next topic for the night. All right, I get this next topic.
Okay.
All right, so a woman in Vietnam hasn't slept for over 3 decades. You believe that?
What?
That's over 30 years.
Yes, that's insane. Was she like coked up?
All right, so Win Ngoc Mai Kim, a 49-year-old seamstress from a province in Vietnam, claims to have not slept in over 30 years. I'm like, holy shit.
And so I don't want to say I have a fear of missing out. I ain't trying to miss anything,
Just rolled out of bed, says, damn, auntie.
right? That true FOMO, that FOMO energy, like
Yeah.
fear of missing out, FOMO
Yeah,
for
she
real.
didn't miss out on nothing. All right, so she took up on sewing, right, in her nights, and she was consumed by so much work, like leading her to adapt a life without sleep. Because she, like, with her position, like, working to make money, like, sewing all these clothes, and then she felt like she couldn't hit like the demands of whatever her boss is trying to give her. So eventually she's just stopped sleeping. Like her body just got so used to her not sleeping, she ended up not sleeping at all for a long time. For over 30 years, she didn't sleep at all. And people are like ain't no way she didn't sleep for that long. But if you look at it, right, like her business is 24/7, and they can catch her awake the whole time, dude, while she's doing her business. There's like a track record, because it's not like something to just make up, like, for the news. Like, this shit hasn't been going on. That's why the public been talking about it. Like, holy shit, like, this lady hasn't been sleeping this whole time. And you can see her, like, there's track record. You could literally watch her. Like, she doesn't even sleep. And she hasn't slept for the last 30 years.
Man,
she's so close the whole time.
They said the human body can survive, I think, the max of 11 days without sleep. And that's even, like, before then. Like, your body starts breaking down. You start hallucinating and shit.
Right,
you go through, like,
you would think your body's, like, going to break down, right?
Yeah, you go through, like, a whole breakdown process where you just basically just, like, fucking die.
Mm-hmm. It's New Jersey. What's good, dude? What's going on?
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Bob says she must look old. No new calls. No new cells regenerating.
Yeah, right.
She looks like your typical old lady Vietnamese person that works at like a sewing shop. That's what she looks like. I wish I would have got the picture, but like dude, this lady, she looks completely normal, like a completely normal lady, but like for sure, like the locals are saying she hasn't slept. Legitimately, she never slept like in the last 30 years.
God damn. You just wrote on the best as are you talking about like the gas? I mean, the Russian sleep experiment. Is that the one?
Oh,
the Russian sleep experiment. I think I remember hearing that where they pumped them with gas and then they stayed up and then one dude went crazy and shit.
No, this is nothing like that, dude. This was like even like the story. It went back to like when she was a child, where she didn't want to sleep because she wanted to stay up late to read books and stuff. So when she was like an adult, like she did the same thing. They're like, hey, you want to make money? Well, you got to work here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So she never went to sleep.
That says people that sleep don't make money. Like that. I ain't missing a penny.
Yeah, money don't sleep, dude.
Look, I know some people out there right now who are like workhorses who wish they could not sleep. I know a couple people in my lives who are like, man, I wish I had the superpower to not go to sleep. I don't want to rest. I'm like, really? I love me a nice nap. I don't know about anybody else. I love a damn nap. But some people just want to just be on that grind all damn day, and I guess it takes a special type of person to want to do that shit.
Dude, like imagine like she hasn't slept in like over 30 years, right? And then she plans to like sleep for one day. Dude, she'll never wake up.
She'll be sleeping 30 years.
Right?
She'll never
like, wake up. This. Oh, yes. New Jersey say, has she tried to sleep? Yeah, like she said she tried to sleep, but she said she had such a hard time trying to sleep that like she couldn't sleep anymore. Like she tried it. She took everything. She took medicine. She took melatonin. She took all this, probably Ambien, that she tranquilized her ass to go to sleep. Well, she said she could never get to sleep. Like she's just basically like a damn vampire, dude.
You said she's like an older lady?
Yeah, 49 years old.
49?
49 years old. Yep.
For some reason, I thought she'd probably be like I kept thinking she was like in her 70s for some reason. I don't know. That's like some ancient technique or some shit that somebody used. I don't know. That's like kind of like the monk that died and he's kind of like just made himself petrified.
Yeah.
Like that type of shit.
I don't think it was like a technique to get her to go to sleep. Like I think she just got messed up into not sleeping. Like this was her own doing because she didn't want to sleep. I don't think it was like no technique like, oh, I'm going to use this special like witchcraft technique I learned from Shanghai market, whatever, you know.
This is how she's designed.
She really messed up herself, like in not sleeping.
Yeah, I bet, man. Shit,
Yeah, and then her body just got used to it, and then her body was like, "Hey, guess what? You don't need to sleep. Guess what?
we
You
got it
can
from
do
here.
a 24-hour shift." Yeah,
Drew says we need a magician hypnosis.
dude.
Shit.
Yeah, like imagine being like hypnotized to be able to work without sleep. Dude, that's crazy. She might have been hypnotized.
No, that's sick.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know if hypnotism would even work on her. If her brain can't even relax to go to sleep, I don't even know how. Because I know, like with hypnotism, you have to focus on something to fall asleep. That's why I like reading books, but I never try to read books at night because I'll go to bed instantly. So it's like, damn, I don't know.
Dude, I read one chapter, I'm fucking laid out.
30 years. That's a long fucking time.
That's a long time, dude. Long time to not
Shit,
sleep.
3 days. The longest I've ever stayed awake and no bullshit was 72 hours. And that was rough, man. That was just because.
How many days is that?
3 days.
Damn. I've never stayed
Crazy,
awake
man.
that
I thought I
long.
was my fucking mind, man. That shit scared me.
You had to be on drugs to be on that long.
Mine was straight willpower. Like, I had to, like, it was weird because I was like, at the time, I was trying to move out of my apartment and I had to go to work that night. So but I had so much shit in my apartment and I was moving in with other roommates. I had to move in with 2 other roommates and I was helping them move as well too. So that was like almost like a 3 day. I was like just I had to work at nights. So I would get off of work at night. I would get off at 5 o'clock in the morning. I would eat and whatever, and then I would start packing up everything, and then I would start moving my stuff in a moving truck. But after I was done with that, it was already time for me to go to work. So then I did the same thing again the next day, help my other roommate that was moving in with me. I helped them out. That took a whole nother second day. And then my third day was the same thing. Plus, we had to move all our stuff into our apartment because 3 of us were moving in with each other. That was like 3 days I was up. And I was like, as soon as we got an apartment, I threw a mattress down and I went to sleep immediately. I didn't do shit else. I was like, look, y'all take everything out the truck. I've been up for 3 days because I work nights and I've been up all day moving.
Damn.
I think my brain's shutting down. I feel it.
That is crazy. 72 hours, 3 days.
I'll never do it again. I was like, what the fuck? I could at least squeeze in a nap, but it was just like I was just so amped to move, man, and like get the hell up out the apartment. And also, I waited to the last fucking minute to move, so that was my fault. So, yeah,
That's
man.
hardcore, man.
I'll never do it again. That was awful.
Shit. I can't even imagine staying up just 2 days.
You'll feel it too. You feel like parts of your brain shut off. You're like, it feels like you're drunk. That's what it feels like.
Like
it feels
Britney
like you're drunk,
Spears.
but you're not. They even
Like
say
a
too,
Britney
like
Spears,
if you like,
shaving the hair off.
what's that?
Yeah, because it said Britney Spears, like she had like a midlife crisis where she shaved her head off because she was awake for so long.
Yeah, it does weird shit too, man. You saw it talking weird, acting weird. Like I remember back when I had to get certified to do drug sobriety tests because when I was in the military as a cop, I had to learn how to do that, and I had to learn to work a DUI machine, like a breathalyzer machine. Like we used to have like this big ass one, and people that got caught driving drunk on base, they would have to blow into it, and I was certified to work it. But the stuff I had learned about that machine is that we had to be mindful that, hey, sometimes we may get people pulled over and they're not drunk at all. They're actually like just lacking sleep because I guess your body produces like a type of chemical in the body which could be mistaken as alcohol if you go too long without sleeping. So that's why some people that may be over just sleeping and not going to sleep and driving somewhere and they get pulled over, they blow in the breathalyzer. Sometimes it might pop up saying that they're drunk when in reality they're actually just probably didn't get no damn sleep. But it's weird, man. So it's like, I don't know. You think like it seemed like this lady with 30 years, her body never hit that point because I hit that point after like 24 hours. I felt like I was drunk, and then I had to continue for like 2 more days. So, fucking. I thought the world record too was like 11 days a guy stayed awake for.
Right.
I think that's like the world record. This is like in like, what the fuck? 11 days? What? That is nothing. This lady's like a superhero.
That is wild, dude.
What if she's grumpy?
But yeah, so like long story short, this 49-year-old lady from Vietnam, she was awake for 30 years and she's still going on strong. And there's like her Her claims has been remained unverified by medical professions, but her constant presence or an activity is undeniable. Meaning that you can still catch this lady working throughout the night, 24/7. Never seen her go to sleep. Like, this is verified by people that's living locally and they can see her. So, like, even if, like, oh, scientist doesn't, like, explain that she's been staying up this late, like, you can literally see her. She's there working.
It's like, weren't you at the bar last night?
Yeah, like, oh, shit.
The fuck?
Oh, you can't verify me? Like, oh, yeah, I'm still fucking working. I'm still working. I'm still doing my shit.
Ain't this a bitch? Like, I just saw you in church.
Bob says she need that Michael Jackson drug. What is that Michael Jackson drug?
Oh, I don't know.
Bob trying to get everybody canceled. She's like, talk about that drug. Stu Jersey says it's like triplets. What does that mean?
What's that?
He said
Stu Jersey, like, what do you mean by it's like triplets?
Bob says white sleep drug. Damn.
What is that?
Yeah, like, what is that again?
It's like
Bob was like white sleep drugs.
Like white people sleep drug? Like
like Ambien? People? Like, what are you talking about? Spit it out.
It's a white people drug.
Yeah. Like, ain't no way we get canceled now. Like, it's we're too far now.
This is it, man.
Anesthesia.
No parachute.
So, like, Ambien, like, it's basically like a tranquilizer, right?
Yeah, just knocks your ass out.
Stu Jersey says one sister sleep, the other twin goes on shift. Yeah.
They're pulling double duty. God damn. That's like, what if it's like them thing on Heroes? Remember the show Heroes?
Yeah.
With a chick? She had the split personality? What if it's like that? Just one takes over another.
Heroes was like a... Dude, that was like the underdog series.
Great show, man. Great show. The rest of the first season was dope. Second season was on, and then after that, the show was just trash. But that chick Nikki, the stripper, she was like, "Okay, I'm a stripper during the daytime or whatever." She got the split personality, where it's like she's like ripping men in half, like with her bare hands. She was strong as shit.
Too strong, yeah, a little too strong.
With her smart computer kid.
Just what that bed says. What happened to Monday? What Monday?
Wait,
Bob
what?
says propil, like, damn, drug talk.
White
liquid, damn.
I know nothing about drugs.
Yeah, they're about to get this whole podcast canceled because, like, there was a few episodes like that week out where it has been copyright strike.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, holy shit! I was like, I thought all shit was like raw and shit, but there was a few episodes that they copyright strike, where they removed it completely off of our audio. I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, shit. Maybe something we read from an article, maybe?
Like coast to coast shit. They started copywriting all this stuff. Yeah.
They be hunting like that?
Yeah, I didn't know coast to coast was hunting like that.
Damn.
Yeah. Because it was just a clip that I played from coast to coast with the viewer, or the guy that was on coast to coast was talking about some shit, and then I posted, like, we talked about it, like, on the show, right? And I played the clip on the show, and they banned that whole clip. The whole shit got copyright strike from coast to coast.
They don't play. Some of these people don't play, man.
Yeah, they got
especially these damn, especially streaming services.
Take a whole episode out, 2 hours, gone.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
They could have sent us like a warning. So shit.
They probably did, but didn't look at it on time. And then they took the whole episode out.
Bob says you got to reference it in the bio.
No, it still doesn't work. Even if you reference it, like, in the bio, like, because it works on, like, AI. Like, if it catches, like, your audio, it matches with another audio.
Yeah.
They would copyright strike instantly. And coast to coast are like, holy shit, like, people are stealing, like, all our shit. Hey, let's copyright all our shit.
Right. His studio
Yeah.
says AI running a copyright script.
Yeah, they can read everything. Like I can play a clip from coast to coast, just like 5 seconds, and then the whole episode get fucking destroyed.
Wow.
It's too
That should give you like
strong.
a time
It's a
limit for
little
how
too
much you can
strong. Yeah,
utilize.
yeah,
I don't like that.
yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Like just
You
wiped
we
out an
can't play
entire fucking
nothing.
episode. God damn.
What else we got? Chris, you got another topic?
Yeah, I got another topic. Shit, man, something wrong with humans. So basically, off the coast of Brazil, they're finding out sharks are testing for positive for cocaine. They're finding cocaine in shark systems off the coast of Brazil. Says scientists dissected 13 wild Brazilian sharp-nosed sharks that were brought from small fishing vessels as the species spend their entire lives in coastal waters and were therefore most likely to be affected by the pollution. For anybody that's been on Earth for more than 5 seconds, you probably know why they got cocaine in their system.
Yeah.
Drug cartels are running through the water and dumping shit in the ocean. When cops get in there, they dump the cocaine. Shit, I saw a video last year where they had goats. They were like sewing up like bags of cocaine in goats, and then they were like dumping them when DEA and shit, I guess, were chasing after them, like border patrol on the water, I guess, were chasing after like these cartel boats. There's a video of them just tossing like goats right in the ocean. There's like one after no other, and it's like holy shit, and you know they're gonna die because they're in the middle of the ocean. But yeah, they're starting to find out that these sharks that they're finding, and it's also they're finding it not in their liver, the cocaine. The cocaine's like in their muscles of the shark's body, which means more than likely other creatures going to eat an ocean and probably get cocaine in their system too. But yeah, this is proven to be a problem. And the same thing is, scientists have no idea what effects it's going to cause an ocean yet. And I think that's more scary. I think that's scarier than knowing a bad thing, because the scientists like we don't know what this could cause in the foreseeable future, but we know that this is not good. That the wildlife is having cocaine in their system. A huge part of wildlife too, a fucking predator at that. Has they're finding that cocaine in their system. Maybe it might explain why we had a bunch of damn shark attacks this summer and I think early this year. I don't know if that was in South America, but them sharks were
dude, that is weird
fucking crazy.
because a lot of like these sea creatures are attacking like these ships and stuff.
Yeah,
And you wonder
whales, man.
what's going on.
Oh,
Like not like these little like fishers. Like
Flounders.
you're talking about like Shamu, killer whales
man.
attacking like these vessels. You know.
Yeah, them like even they even showed up in I don't know if it's like the Norway region or some shit, but they were showing like how a lot of these damn boats. I mean, like a lot of these whales, especially like the killer whales, the orcas. They were like swimming up and like and breaking off like
Right,
the propellers off the boats and ripping off engines and shit, and people getting stranded. They're like, it's like they're realizing that we're a problem, and they're kind of reacting
Dude,
to
we
it.
are
I guess.
definitely a problem. And they're like, hey, we're not gonna hold back no more. Like we probably got like, here's what I think. They got like a green light from like the ultimate mother nature. They're like, all right, green light, you guys can defend yourself. You know, because like the humans, we're doing so much stuff to fuck up the whole like ecosystem in the ocean, right? As far as like pollution and everything, and you're doing so much shit. You're farming too much in the ocean. You're not giving back to the ocean, right? You're like for example, like with the shark fins. Have you guys
Yeah, they
ever
cut
heard
them
the
off,
whole
right?
story about how they would farm like these sharks, right? Just for their fins, right? They scoop up these sharks, cut up their fins, dude, and then just throw them back into the ocean.
And
And
then they
then
drown
you
and
would
shit.
look at like these ocean videos of these sharks, and they're basically like they can't swim. They're on the ocean. They're on the bed ocean, right? With no fins or nothing, because their fins are being harvested like to eat at a restaurant, fancy restaurant in China or whatever it may be.
Or be a
Yeah,
part of
then
somebody's collection or something.
Right, and then you see these sharks just wiggling on the floor, basically
Yeah.
until they die.
Yeah, that was the first time like I heard about that years ago, but that was the first time I found out that sharks could drown. I was like, what? They can drown? I didn't even.
Yeah,
But yeah,
they
because
can drown. That's the crazy thing, dude. And
it's like a
like when I saw like stuff like that, like when I saw like what people were doing like with the ocean like that, and I was like, damn. I was like, what can I do about that shit? Because that shit is
Right.
crazy. And
Man,
I saw that
it's
shit
like
hurt,
a
dude. Yeah, and
it's like
the
a
crazy thing, I just don't know what to do.
right. Shit, hopefully the government can step up and stop these poachers and shit. I mean, that's the only way. I mean, that's like how the governments in Africa had to crack down on poaching and shit. Because it's like, man, y'all
Right.
are like wiping out like an entire species of animals. That there's a balance to this shit, man. You take out one, another one's gonna collapse because either they're gonna be the predator or they're gonna be the prey. But either way, somebody's gonna lose out on the food source and shit's gonna start starving. And it's bad,
Yeah,
man.
that's just
It's
it's so
like
weird, dude. Yeah, the whole thing with the whole fin, the whole shark fin. I don't even know how that even got popular. Like as far as like
man,
a
me neither,
cuisine.
man. I don't know what the fuck. Like why is it like somebody such a sought after thing for, and when did it happen? Like I know like
Yeah,
shark teeth was always like a kind of a thing, you know. I mean, trying to get shark teeth, but
yeah, but like a shark fin soup. That's
yeah,
that's weird, dude.
yeah, man, it's crazy as shit, man. But it's like I've always heard too where humans can't stand on their feet if they lose both big toes because it's like such an integral part of your foot. That's why I feel like how it is when you cut off a shark's fin. It's like you can't move because you can't walk without no damn big toe as a human. So you definitely ain't gonna be able to swim on damn fin. Um,
Yep.
Damn shit. I don't even like sharks, man. Look, I'll be the first one to tell you I don't like sharks. They horrify me, but I ain't trying to see them all get wiped out because fins are getting chopped off and
Yeah.
cocaine's getting thrown in the
They
water. I
eat your
mean,
ass up.
oh, hell yeah. I feel like I was about to get eaten by a shark one time. I'm good. I have a respectful fear of the ocean. I'd rather get on a spaceship and go to space or get in a submarine and go in the ocean.
No, we spreading some false information right now.
What,
Sharks will not eat your ass up, dude.
what sharks?
Yeah, they will not eat your ass up. They're really like
No, I'm talking about like the
friendly
experience I had.
creatures.
I thought
Yeah.
they was gonna eat me up. Like when I was ocean one time, I almost got shit horrified me, man.
Yeah, they're not gonna eat your ass up. Like it has to be a reason for them to eat your ass up.
They think you look like a seal. That's what I heard, and then they
Yeah,
bite you.
it
But
has to be.
they usually spit you back out, but that's after you like
Yeah,
lost a leg.
sharks are cool. Sharks are cool. Dolphins are cool. Like
I'm most give a chimpanzee than a
dude,
shark. I feel like that.
we as humans, we messed up, man. We messed up.
I have a respectful fear because I don't be like I don't want to be like go out there and kill every like so like for example bears scare the shit out of me, but I don't want to see people going around like offing bears.
Right, bears are fucking crazy. Like
bears
imagine
are
like you have to go like one on one, face to face with a damn brown bear.
dude. I don't think even like I don't care what anybody says. A lion can't even beat a bear. The bear is way too strong, man. That is and it can climb trees. Like you see him climb a tree? That is horrifying.
Yeah, it's you or him.
CJ says, "Can you imagine Jaws on Booger Sugar? Never going to the beach." Nah, man. Yeah, it's just, oof.
Well, Bubsy.
Bob says, They'll fight you, but they are not known to attack humans on a daily basis.
Yeah,
with bears?
they're
Yeah,
not
bears
gonna
don't really
attack
fuck with us.
humans. Like they're peaceful creatures, man.
With bears?
No sharks.
No, yeah, they a lot. Sharks don't attack humans. It's actually very rare. But the thing is, though, when it does happen, though, it's brutal. It's brutal, man. It's bullshit. But I'm like this, just stay out of their way. Look, I mean, I don't want no shark walking on land, so I'm not gonna go in the ocean. So, cool. I have a respectful fear of the ocean. A very respectful fear. Fuck, man. I got stuck in the ocean one time, man. That shit's powerful. It makes you feel helpless. You like, look, I got two legs. Let me stay on land. Y'all stay over there. Hopefully, humans don't wipe
The
y'all out.
jellyfish, like, I bet you won't get your ass back on that coast.
You exactly right.
Better get your ass back on that boardwalk. Sue Jersey
Jersey
says keywords are critical. Wild animal.
Hell yeah. Wow, that's say less.
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
even-
Come on.
I don't mess with no wildlife. I went to a damn a feeding zoo one time, and a damn lemur, I think it was, stuck his head in the vehicle. Well, I almost hit the gas. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Damn, clock him out.
Hello.
Lemur.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust no wild animals. They'll
Yeah.
snap.
Ain't no
Yeah.
lemur trying to ruin your vacation. Put that shit in a headlock. Put that shit in a headlock. What else we got? You got anything else?
I got one more story.
Let's go. Come on.
Another news about how
Another
fucking
news.
crazy humans are.
Okay.
Yeah, another news about how humanity fucking sucks. So there was like this stabbing incident in the UK, man. It's like the worst. And
Jesus.
like, it was a stabbing incident that happened. I think it was this past weekend. It happened in Southport, out in the UK. This dude went around and started stabbing kids at some kind of like Taylor Swift themed event. Dude just went up in the crowd and started stabbing kids like fucking crazy, dude. He killed 3 children. One just died, I think, yesterday. She was like 9. Dude just went crazy in the crowd. He stabbed a bunch of people as well too. Stabbed somebody else in the head.
Damn.
It was wild. But now the UK has lost its fucking shit because a lot of people are saying that this attack on the UK, aka white folks, and they're blaming Muslims for it. But I'm hearing shit in the news saying that it wasn't Muslim. It was actually maybe a white guy that did it. I don't know, but they are fucking the UK up right now. They are burning down police stations. They are tearing shit up. They're attacking cops, all because of this stabbing incident, and they're blaming it on Muslims. But it's not really proven to be a Muslim guy. Man, I don't know. This world's lost its fucking mind. Everybody needs to slow down. Horrible incident though, man. That's why they crack down on guns in the UK. That's why you never hear about shooting sprees, but you do hear about stabbing sprees, and that's even rare too. But because if he had a gun, he would kill way more than fucking 3 people. I guarantee it. Horrible incident. I'm glad they at least make sure these motherfuckers can't get a hold of guns easily. But shit, man, that's what fear does to a group of people. Because they gotta blame some group, and they point the finger at Muslims, and they fucking shit up in UK. Go humans, go! I guess we gotta slow down. Shit. But that's it for horrible human news. So is it. That's just a horrible incident that's going on right now in the UK. I just heard about this earlier because since July, man, and since we in between podcasts, I laid off the news a lot. I was like, let me take a break. I was wearing myself out, and then I came back into it like the other day, and now I'm like, oh fuck, man, what has been going on? Like I can't even. I leave for 5 minutes. I fuck up the whole house.
Bob says stabbing, machete, pocket knife.
Oh,
dude,
machete.
What's crazy is like, we haven't did this podcast in over 2 weeks, and we almost missed 2 weeks of the whole Olympics.
Man,
have you been keeping up with Olympics?
On and off. I'll watch it. I watch clips, but for the most part, I've watched. I watched the swimming one. That shit was good as shit. I missed track and field, man. So I had to catch like the highlights of that. Trying to catch breakdance. I think that's next Friday's breakdance. Not this Friday.
One of them.
Yeah, breakdance in the Olympics this year.
Holy
I'm trying to catch it.
Shit, that's crazy.
It might be.
How do you even watch that?
It might be this Friday coming up on the 9th. I think so. I think it's Friday.
Holy shit.
I'm trying to catch it, man. It's the first time breakdance has ever been in Olympics, so let's go.
I bet Korea is gonna take gold and break.
Yeah, I saw some clips of it, man. I saw like some clips of them like just dancing. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking great. Yeah. I never thought I'd see the day that breakdancing.
I didn't even know about that. So I did. Yeah, I think Korea might take it if that's a legit thing.
Taking over the globe, man. Breakdancing, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah, like what's crazy about like this whole this whole Olympic things. Like there's some dude on Instagram, right, where he predicted like 95% of the people that was gonna win, like in a bet, right, where people bet on everything that he said it was he gonna bet, and then he got banned, dude. They banned. I think they banned like this whole like a betting network because like he had like 95% of everything correct and shit. They're like, holy shit, well, let's ban this whole shit. And they banned everything like in the betting for like whatever the dude was betting with.
Right. Damn, they ain't playing with that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He was like, this was like easy money.
I heard it was good out a bunch of condoms at the Olympics though, man, because that shit. What's the last Olympics? Was it in Brazil or Japan? What the fuck Olympics they had in Brazil? It was crazy though, man. When Brazil, they was out in Brazil and then partying their ass off, and I think like a lot of women got pregnant. So I heard they was pushing out condoms at this Olympics a lot, trying to. Cause I ain't gonna lie, man. If you come to my town and you some kind of like superhuman, and I'm just like a wife a woman trying to make a come up.
Tokyo
was the last one. Okay, yeah, I think they was having like a pregnancy issue with Some of the men slinging that Olympic peen out there, and
So
the women trying to have
you're gonna
babies,
put your seed in all these Japanese women.
trying to create a super Japanese man, super Japanese baby.
That's crazy because like like in Japan, right? They have like a crisis right now where there's not like another like a lot of people that's being born like in a generation.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they have like a shortage of like people that's being born in Japan right now, and it's a huge issue that's happening right now. And like if Japan doesn't change like nothing, like with everything that they're doing, dude, Japan is gonna be like on a crisis of being extinct. If you think about it,
yeah, man, we're gonna be
because they have to
extinct.
close down like schools, right? Elementary schools because there's not enough students attending
What?
these schools
For
because
real?
there's not enough people having babies in Japan right now because nobody wants to have
Wow.
babies. So there's not like they had to cancel like a whole bunch of schools and shit.
Why is that the low birth rate? Is it because people are like too busy to have a family? Like they get work too much, or
Yeah, well, the theory behind it is like the people don't want to have kids because like the whole thing with like their society is like it's too hardcore. Like it's the demand for them to be like a human being, for them to live a normal life is just too demanding to where none of these human adults want to like like have children because it can be like, oh, it's gonna be too hard for their kids to live in this society.
yeah,
So this
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
it's what's happening.
Shit, that's even happening in parts of America right now, where like even millennials are like just opting out not to have kids. I got a friend right now. He's like, I'm not. He's like, look, my mom is a grandmother. She got enough grandkids. She don't need another one. So I mean, some people ain't trying to have kids like that. I mean, it's expensive responsibility. That's the outcome. Hopefully, is a lot of love involved in it. And some people just ain't got the time or the patience for it. I also know a friend too who they have kids themselves. They have two kids, and they're kind of like, I don't know if it's like driven out of anxiety or whatever, but they kind of like feel bad. They're like, oh my God, I brought my kids into this world. This world is fucking nuts. What was I thinking? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
well, the only
dude.
thing you do is protect them now. Dude, do everything you can to protect them. You can't shove them back in you. Shit. What the fuck? Like,
Get back in there.
Get,
Pay taxes.
right. Stop paying for rent.
Pay the rent. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, China had the same issue too, where it's like, hey, we don't want women, and now they have like, it's just a sausage fest over in China. Crazy as shit. That how China's doing like
Yeah.
mail order African brides, like to balance out the population because they don't have any Chinese women anymore. Something crazy. China's going through some wild shit with that. That's been going
There
on since
might
I
be
think the
like a lot of
50s.
lies though, man.
Was that?
Like I think the whole media like they trick you about like the whole China situation. Like, oh shit, nobody want to have kids or whatever.
Yeah, talk shit about China. I could definitely
It
push.
might
I
be a
could,
lie. Yeah, that's the whole thing
yeah.
because you don't know it unless you go there. And
Because that's like the same thing too over in America though. America's suffering from like low birth rates, but I think it's like from mainly like white folks. Their birth rates is dropping. They ain't like so. I don't know. They don't ever talk about that shit. They talk about everybody else's birth rate around the world.
right.
They ain't never talking about how America's birth rate is dropping. At least for white folks.
I think
But-
definitely in America that shit's dropping.
yeah, that's why they try to push so hard to ban like fucking abortions. Like, oh man, everybody need to have a fucking kid. Y'all can't be just let dudes
Yeah.
pump and dump, and then you go to then you go to an abortion clinic. No, you better have this kid. Yeah, save this population. So they say. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. Seems
Yeah,
diabolical.
What Bob said?
Bob says, "Remember when they was just allowing a certain amount of kids, and they preferred boys to girls back then? And over in China, now the whole country is messed up. Yeah, they fucked it up. They fucked it up. That was like the one child rule, and it's like it had to be a guy. Did they think men can give birth by themselves? Like, I don't know, man. I feel like in the maybe in the next 1,000 years, maybe women will learn to leverage their reproductive system in some way. Because I would leverage the fuck out of it. Be like, look, y'all ain't getting none of this until y'all get y'all shit together.
Right.
That was a
I
very
mean,
weird.
I
Very
think
weird.
a lot of this like is in the media where they feed that type of information, like what Bob was saying and what we're talking about. But if you actually go to China like yourself, because I was watching like a lot of like YouTube videos where citizens from other countries. They were going to China to see what the hell is going on in China, right? They went to China and they experienced like everything like in China, and they're like, holy shit, like it's not what the media say it is.
Hmm.
You know, like the media fucking lied about the whole country and shit. Like when they were experiencing it, right? You can see it for yourself. Like you watch like
Hmm.
this whole video, like holy shit, like it's just everybody just busting their ass, and then everybody just just trying to be like normal. Like
Right.
if you were experiencing like a trip, like if you were coming from like America to go to China, you're experiencing a trip in China, you have like a fucking like an amazing experience because it's not like what they show you like on TV or on YouTube.
Hmm.
And that's a lot of the YouTubers like holy shit, like they lied to us. They're like the
Yeah.
first thing they said was like holy shit, like social media lied to you guys.
Right. I mean,
Like this
it's the
place
same
is
thing with
actually like
Africa.
fucking nice, and then you guys can fucking chill, and everything is calm. It's not crazy.
All right. That's
They
like the
lied to
same thing with
everybody.
Africa now. Yeah, the same thing with Africa. Like a lot of people, especially like black folks, have been like complaining about like the magazine National Geographic and shit. How like especially back in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they always depicted like kids in Africa being like poor and like big bellies and shit and skinny. And then you meet people that went to Africa and it was like, man, it is nothing like what they show you in National Geographic. It's kind of
They're
like
big
they just
body,
show you, yeah, it's kind of like that's kind of like a lot of people see it's like this is just America propaganda, making it seem like everybody fucking
right?
sucks
Yep.
but us type shit.
It's,
Yeah, because
dude,
there's a guy I used to work with. He actually, like, when I used to work at the CDC, there's a guy I working with. He quit 2 weeks after I did because he went on a trip to Africa one day and he met a woman he fell in love with. He's like, hey, I'm gonna move to Africa with her.
oh
I think he moved to
damn,
Kenya. But he's
damn,
like, man, Kenya is beautiful. And he showed me pictures. I was like, wow, you never see this shit ever, man. Like this, you think the whole African country was like under the fucking ground or some shit?
right?
Like
No
most people,
AC, no nothing, right?
right? Like these people just, they
Yeah.
got it all right over
And
there,
then meanwhile, they have all AC. They have everything that we have.
looking like Wakanda and shit.
Yeah,
But they'll never
it's
show
just
you that over here.
crazy.
So yeah, they'll never show you that over there. That makes it like
Fucking
everybody's shit
media
is
is
fucked
fucking
up.
disgusting, dude.
It is.
It's just lying to everybody in their face, like, hey,
Right?
we're
Every
lying to you
second of the
guys.
day.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't like it.
Me neither, man. It's a bad look.
Yeah, it
It's
fucks up
like,
everything, dude.
and they wonder why people don't trust the news anymore, man. It's like because people catching on to it. Because back in the day when there was no internet, you just had to listen to the radio and read the paper or watch TV. You can kind of control the media, but now it's like so many venues and avenues you can go down to actually get knowledge from. I'm like, hey, man, they've been lying this whole fucking time,
Exactly. They lied
like
the whole time.
the whole
Like
time.
I saw like this other YouTuber, right? He's like a traveling YouTuber. He went to like Myanmar, right? I didn't, the,
Oh
the
shit.
Myanmar, like there's a whole like whatever they saw on the news with Myanmar and shit, like it's
Yeah.
like bad shit. And then he went out there for himself. He went to all these places where he got to talk to people. And then he was like, "Hey, there's one message like you can say like to the world. Like, what do you want to say?" And then like the first thing they say was, "Don't listen to like social media. Don't listen to like the whole media because they lie about our country."
Mm.
And then the first thing he said was like, yeah, I believe you 100% because he's there for himself, right? He's traveling the country for himself. He's experiencing everything in Myanmar, and like he learned everything about the country. He learned everything about the people. And then like the way like the social media or everything the media was talking about the country, like all this bad
Mhm.
shit, it's it's horrible, dude. It's like yeah, it's like don't listen to whatever they're telling you. Like these are nice people, peaceful people out here.
Right.
Try to make whatever like they're just living like just like everybody else.
Yeah, I remember with the Myanmar incident, it was like they did that ethnic cleansing. They did with they did with like Muslims out there. Like I guess so the story goes was that with Myanmar on the actual like Myanmar Facebook page or whatever, which is ran by the Myanmar military, there was like some military personnel who didn't like Muslims, and so they was posting like anti-Muslim propaganda on social media, and it kind of rallied up like people in Myanmar to like do an ethnic cleansing, which basically just like
All right.
shoving Muslims out their country. The thing is though is that that's still a small percentage of people that believe that the Muslims didn't want to be there. It's not the entire country. It's even like in Israel. Like if you watch news right now in Israel and Palestine and all that stuff, the average person that's involved that's getting killed and murdered over there don't want this war to happen or don't want this genocide to happen or whatever you want to call it. It's kind of like just a few the few tiny bit of people at the top, the 1%ers that are like running the government are antagonistic towards the other one, and this happens that innocent human lives always seem to get caught up in the mix. Because when the government does something bad, like when the government does something fucking horrible, a lot of times it's easy to just paint the country as being bad instead of just looking at the system as the problem, not the people. Because I'm pretty sure like a lot of people in Myanmar probably didn't even want no goddamn ethnic cleansing at all. Because most people don't want them, but most people don't want these damn problems. Most people just want to go to work, live a quiet life, and that's it, man. You got some people that want to act the fuck up though. Yeah, because the Myanmar thing was pretty messed up, but I never like, and I don't think anybody should ever take like incidents like that and make it seem like all of Myanmar is bad, all the people are bad. That was a horrible incident. That seemed like came from the damn government, if anything.
Right.
Which the government is not a reflection of the people. And anyway, fuck, it's nowhere. The government does not reflect the people at all. Shit. The government does whatever the hell it wants to do a lot of times.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. It's wild.
Man. But I did hear Myanmar was beautiful though.
Yeah, it's a nice place. There's chill people.
Right, everybody's trying to make it here, man. On this little blue planet, we're all trying to make it.
Right.
I wish everybody would just calm down.
Dude, imagine like somebody like infiltrated like America like this, right? Like fuck your shit. Like, hey man, I'm just trying. I'm just trying to get like some church chicken. Like some
chicken nuggies. Yeah.
Now,
I always tell people like, if you really want to learn about America, leave America and go to another country. It seems like a lot of people have more insight on how America operates than America does. Well, like, and then same thing with like, I guess like how, like I think with Japan, when the stories start coming about how Japan like attacked China during World War II and did all these atrocities, but Japan tries to cover it up. I think that's the same. It's definitely the same way here, where they try to like, hey, let's look at everybody else over there, but don't look at ourselves in the mirror. Which I think that's, man, you ain't doing nobody favors if you can't, you know,
yeah.
As a country, you can't look at yourself in the mirror. We can't fix no problems. So, but that's it. And fucked up human news. Fucking humans.
Damn, we suck.
Not all of us. Some of us.
As humans, we definitely got to do a lot better.
For real.
It's crazy.
Man, every time I get on the internet, I'm like, what is wrong with us?
Dude, every time I go on like Instagram, like it's something, it's just triggering, dude. With how like human behave.
Like sporadic
like,
too, man.
Like, oh, am I so much better? It's like that. Like what makes me like so much different from like these people that's behaving like this way?
Self-control, self-awareness. I ain't trying to go to jail.
I was like, I don't even know anymore, dude.
I've watched that TV show Oz back when I was a kid. I'm not trying to go to prison. Like, I'll follow these rules. I ain't gonna snap on nobody. This is everybody just stay
Yeah, it's
cool.
crazy because you think about it. Like, are we supposed to be like doing everything according to these rules? Like, we're supposed to function how everything according to these rules?
I function what's between right and wrong more than anything. If it's right, it's right. It's wrong, it's wrong. Because sometimes, I mean, look, there's laws out there that just because of the law don't make it right, man. Look, slavery used to be legal in America. That was the law. So laws don't always equate to right and wrong. I always try to follow like a moral code of what's right and wrong, and don't be biased. Those are two things I always try to follow by. Like, don't be biased about shit, because when shit goes wrong, because sometimes like I like things, I like people, and I find out there's a scandal, and I'm like, oh, this dude actually was like a closet pedophile or whatever. I'm like, bro, well, I can't like him no more. I ain't gonna defend his ass now.
Right.
That's not morally, that's not right.
What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong, and then you just got to use that in your own like way if you have to go about life.
All right. Sometimes you got to deprogram yourself. It sucks sometimes when you find out like, oh man, a celebrity I like, they fucked up, or this whatever that I like got was fucked up. I used to like Nickelodeon, but now Nickelodeon might be like a pedophile. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you gotta be like, oh, okay, I need to take a step back and realize that it's how it is, and I can't support it.
Exactly. Dude, we're at 2 hours.
We already?
Maybe less than 2 hours in commercial break.
Yeah, 2 hours and 1 minute, so like probably about hour 50. I want to say
about 150.
Yeah, I'm just guessing.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. on this episode from a 2 weeks hiatus.
Yes.
We catch you
Summer
guys
break.
next week on Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yes. I won't be back in the town. Fuck, I travel too much. Yeah, I won't be back till like, yeah, I can't do Tuesday. I gotta do cultural day at my job.
Cultural Day. All right.
Yeah,
All right. So Wednesday next
Sure.
week. We catch you guys on Wednesday, 6 p.m.
Yes.
Eastern time. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.